Oh man, that's a dirty bike. That is a dirty bike. Sheesh. What a crappy day. What a crappy day. There we go. There we go. Okie dokie. Well, I guess we gotta wait for some friends to come on in and join us. So I guess in the meantime, we'll clean her up. Ugh. Yeah, buddy. Nothing like a clean bicicleta. Nothing like it. And the dog wants to play fetch. There you go, Pooch. Sounds good, Pooch. Jeez. This thing got dirty from the rain. Yep. Yep, definitely got dirty. We definitely got to get a bike cover for this baby for the winter. Keep her nice and protected. You know what I'm saying, guys? You know what I'm saying? We don't want her getting all dirty in the winter in here. We definitely don't want that. Ugh. I hate it. I hate it. Yep. Yep. Just a little bit of love. Those dirty rainwater that we got here. We just love it. We just love it. Oh man. Yeah, we definitely getting Betsy. We're gonna get her a nice cover. I don't like seeing her dirty like this from frickin' rain, guys. Oh, lordy lord. Ooh, that's icky. Huh. Okay. Okay. Whatever. That works. Yeah. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of love. That's all that matters, you know? A little bit of love can go a long way, you know what I mean? Ugh. And then the frisbee pooch. And then the freaking frisbee pooch. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. It definitely looks a little bit better. I can deal with that. I can deal with that. Sheesh. What a crappy weather day it has been for me, y'all. Sadly, we got no content being shot because the weather has not worked out this whole weekend. Now, this whole week, I think we got one day with no rain. Love it. Oh, we love it. What is there to do? There's nothing to do. Can't be upset. My whole Undertale's so dirty, gosh. That's okay, we'll leave it that way. We're gonna leave it that way. Ugh. Thanks, Bales. I appreciate the frisbee. I appreciate the frisbee. Kyle, you sure hit the nail on the head, my boy. Boy's trying to ride too, but I ain't trying to deal with that. I ain't trying to deal with that. It's icky out. At least I think tomorrow's supposed to be alright, so we'll have to get out there tomorrow. I'd ride today, but I just don't trust the idiots on the road. That's the problem. The second you put a little bit of water on the road, everybody forgets how to drive. Just like that. Just like that. Damn exhaust. God. I'm gonna have to get a new freaking belly panel because this one got burnt to crisp, boys. She got burnt to crisps. I'll show you guys. Hold on. I want to make her look a little bit more presentable for y'all. I gotta get a new microfiber too. This one's toasted. Gosh. Bike sits for freaking 2 days in the rain and the freaking brake's starting to rust a little bit. That means she gonna have to ride, boy. She gotta ride, boy. Alright, that one's trash. Trash bin. Trash bin, trash bin. What you gonna do? Oh. I don't even know how much gas I left in this thing. I don't know nothing. I feel like it's been a universe since I rode. Oh wow, we got a full tank. Let her expel some gases. Oh yes. Oh yes. Let that stinky rainwater burn off the exhaust. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We love those sounds, guys. We love these sounds. She got a heartbeat. She's alive. She sounds amazing, my boy. I appreciate you. Your bike gotta sound crazy too. We gotta just give her daily, her daily gold starts. Treat her right, and she'll treat us right. Oh yeah, she's a cold one. Still nothing. Oh yeah, I can smell her. I can smell her burn off all that icky stuff. All that ickies. We're gonna give her some revs. Just give her a minute, boys. I'm sorry. We just gotta give her a memento. We're almost there. Almost there. We're at 109. 109. See, that's what we like. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Fireballs, baby, fireballs. Just get her to operating temp, She probably ain't gonna get rid until tomorrow, and she didn't get touched all weekend, so just give her a little bit of love. Just give her a little bit of love. I hope you guys were able to see any of those little flamies, though. We'll give her one more, and then that's it. That's it for right now. yes. She's a happy girl now. She's a happy girl. If only she got to go to the gym and go stretch. She would really like a nice stretch right now, I'll tell you guys that much. It's okay though. It's okay. You gotta deal with what God gave us, and He gave us some shitty freaking weather. Oh man. I bet you my freaking chain rusted up too from the rain. I should probably check that, but we'll have to do that off camera because, you know. Yeah, maybe just a little bit of surface, but that's okay. Nothing a quick little chain cleaning can do. Nothing a chain cleaning can't fix, right guys? Just a little chain cleaning. I hope everybody's having a nice Tuesday though. Weather might not be so nice, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. Sadly, the content got all pushed back. That's not okay, but that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Huh. I'm looking at things too much, guys. Looking too much. And my freaking mic fuzzy keeps popping off. I'm about to freaking smash this damn thing. Okay, there we go for the third time. She's back on. The fuzzy is back. Let's see how long she lasts. Okay. Sheesh-o-leesh-o. Hopefully we get to shoot some content tomorrow. Because sheesh. If not, I don't know what's going to happen. We are good. The weather is good for the rest of the week. We got no more rain for the rest of the week. So videos will just be pushed back a day or two. I'm going to shoot a video tomorrow. Try and get it fully edited. Maybe even uploaded tomorrow. If not tomorrow, definitely Thursday. Without a doubt. And then we will try to get our typical Saturday upload. If not Saturday, Sunday. But I'm working on it. The weather's not. I am. That's all that matters. We're gonna have a lot of goodies are gonna come in for this Betsy over the winter. We're gonna do everything we can do to keep this channel running over the winter. Sadly, I'm a Long Island baby, so you know, Long Island, we don't get that sunny, nice weather all year round like if we were in Florida or something. So we're gonna keep this channel rolling. We're definitely gonna keep the channel rolling. Definitely going to try and we're gonna have to drop videos down to once a week. If you guys get lucky, obviously we'll do 2 videos a week. But with the winter rolling around, we're gonna definitely have to drop down to 1 video a week. And we're gonna just try and get as much content as we can. I'm gonna be buying parts. We're gonna do a build series over the winter, putting some new stuff on this thing. Then hopefully towards the end of the winter, we will be able to get this thing tuned, and then she will be ready for next season. But we got a lot of plans for this bike in the near future, so you guys just gotta remember what she looks like now, because hopefully within the next 4 months or so, plastic should be the same, but a lot of things are gonna change. A lot of things are definitely gonna change. So something to look forward to, because I'm excited to see this bike transform for the 3rd time now. If we can't tell, here's all the first transformation from the accident. We gotta love all these parts, but we're gonna go on V3. We're gonna hit the V3 this winter, so just keep that in mind, because I can't wait. But whatever content I can't shoot for the bike, I do be snowboarding. I do be doing that, so I definitely be making vlogs snowboarding. I know it's completely different than motorcycle content, but I ain't gonna let this channel die. I'm definitely not gonna let the channel die. So until your boy runs into some money and can get myself a nice piece of property somewhere where it's warm all year round, we're just gonna have to deal with what we got, and that's that. But definitely we're gonna keep this channel alive, no matter what. Even if you guys leave me for a couple months and then come back once the riding season's back, But I will be posting videos weekly for sure, and the channel ain't stopping. Sheesh. Huh. Just just staring at things. Just looking and staring. Don't worry, all these nicks and knacks and scricks and scratches, except for maybe this, because I want to keep that. There's no leaks, and it helps me remember what I went through with this damn bike. So we're leaving that, but a lot of things are gonna change. A lot of things are gonna change. I'm gonna have to get a buddy that's got get a nice camera to help me shoot some nice content when I rebuild this thing. Trying to get some nice cinematics of this bike, so I can't wait. I got a lot of plans in mind, and you guys are not ready to see me break the internet with this bike. Just saying. It might only be a 600, but that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing now. This rim is getting me really annoyed because it's so dirty, so I have to do it. Even though you guys probably can't even... Nope, nobody can see it on camera, but that's okay. I'm cleaning it. I can't deal with it. Oh, man. That's good, that's good. We love that. Okay. Nice. Nice. I guess while we're at it, we could just do a little... We could just do a little... I guess you could tell I like the front brakes a little bit more than the rears. Oh, man. Don't worry. Just remember what these rims look like now, guys. Just remember. Won't be like that forever. There you go, Frisbee breath. Frisbee breath. Oh, man. Yeah, we definitely plan on changing rim color. I'll give you guys a hint with that. We're gonna change rim color. We're definitely gonna add some carbon fibre. Let's see. We're gonna probably mess with some sprockets, and we may just lower the bike a little bit more. Really give her that slammed look. And then a lot of stuff in that front end's gonna happen. We're gonna do some big changes in the front end for sure. But just remember, carbon fiber rules the world, and that is key to everybody that loves motorcycles and cars. Carbon fiber, y'all. But we already got the exhaust. We're gonna have to get a little intaker, nice little breathing system for her, so she's breathing as nice and healthy as she possibly can be. And we got to do all of our performance before a tune. So, like I said, I'm not gonna say nothing. Just give you guys a little hints. But yeah, let's just say it's gonna be more than just the exhaust. So, tune will definitely needed for next season, and other than what will be entailed in that, which I will not be telling you guys, just cosmetics. We're just gonna clean her up, make her cosmetically appealing. You know, she's only a 600, so there's no need to try and make it a complete speed demon, because at that point you just go get 1000cc. But we're gonna make her be fast. You know, she'll be fast enough to keep up with all the other 600s, maybe even faster than all the other 600s around. But we just want her looking nice, you know? Eventually, once we get another channel, or once we get another bike on the channel, this beautiful gem will be our little, you know, she'll be a little show bike, you know? We'll make her good looking and a little bit quicker, but she's only a 600, so we're just gonna make her look really nice, and she'll be the car meet bike, you know? But eventually, we're gonna have that triple R, boys. We're gonna have that triple R. You know what happens when we get that triple R? Whew! Just wait. Just wait. I can't. That Fireblade's got my name on it. Come here, Bailey. Let me see. Hi, pretty. Hi. Oh. Freaking dang dog. Damn dog. Cat dog. Oh, now she's bringing me the frisbee. Now she's bringing it. Touche, Bailey. Touche. Also, what do we think about stretching, guys? This bike's not worth stretching, but what do you guys think about the stretched bike look? You guys like how it looks, stretched bikes, or? I feel like certain bikes it looks good. Certain bikes I don't think it looks good, but that's just me. That's personal opinion. But, you know, I feel like I'd rather deal with the front wheel coming up than having that stretched look on some bikes. I mean, like the H2s, I like them, especially because some of those stretchers, they still got the rear side swing arm, which is pretty dope. Because you know, it keeps that factory look, but it's like an OEM plus type of deal. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about stretch bikes. I feel like they look a little silly, certain bikes, especially when people got them stretched out to the fucking moon. I mean, that's a little excessive, especially for a 600, but it makes sense. Definitely makes sense why people do it. Trying to put the power down to the freaking ground. But we don't got much power. So we don't need to worry about that. But when we have a triple R, I don't think we will ever have to worry about it still, because we will be trying to come home to our family every day. You know what I mean? You guys know what I mean? I ain't trying to kill myself on none of that. Even though it's fun. Even though it's fun to go quick. This dog doesn't stop. She just keeps dropping the frisbee right on my feet, guys. Let's see. Let's see. My poor bike parts. Poor totaled bike parts. Like this poor bent fork, guys. I know you guys won't be able to tell how bent it is, but this thing is bent. And if you can't tell, let's see, can you guys tell? Yeah, you can see this snapped off from the accident completely. And this was for brake. That snapped off that fitting. And you guys probably can't see on camera, but this thing is bent like a mamma jamma. And sadly, we had to replace them. I had to replace both of them. It was not fun. I had to replace rotors, calipers, rims, freaking everything was bent. Everything's bent. These were bent up, brand new, bent up. I still got my windscreen. She's got some scratched damage on her. She made it through the accident in one piece, though. Very flimsy. The Honda lightweight quality, huh, guys? Love that. We love that Honda quality. But, you know, this bike's still alive somehow, some way. And I can't be much more grateful than that. You know what I'm saying, guys? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I gotta get myself another camera or another phone so you guys can actually see me in these lives. I feel bad y'all just staring at a bike, but figure you guys rather stare at a bike than me talking to my phone screen. So, you know, at least I'm trying to give you something to look at. But hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll get our hands on another phone. Maybe I'll try and grab an iPad. I could just pull up the chat on the iPad and then just have my phone record maybe. But we'll definitely be doing lives throughout the winter for sure. Keep you guys up to date on the bike. Obviously, we'll still be dropping our videos, but we'll be doing lives to stay in touch. Like I said, the content won't be as much because sadly the weather is poo-poo cuckoo here. And I can't really do nothing about the weather, you know what I mean? There's nothing I can do about that. I ain't the weatherman here. And all that rain brought in so much dirt. Looks like I don't even care about my bike. I'm sorry, guys. Jesus, floor is disgusting. It's okay, though. It's okay. We're definitely gonna get her a bike cover, that's for sure. That is the least I could do for this dang bike. Gosh. And I plan on building a new shed for this thing too, guys. I do plan on building something a little bit bigger. You know, I did carpentry for quite some time, so definitely I'm gonna build a shed and not buy one. And I want to be able to store everything a little bit better, you know. As we can see, this whole freaking wall, this whole wall is just badly damaged parts from this chick that I just don't want to get rid of. You know, these all have memory. All have memory. Plenty of parts that have been through the Z-Ringer, obviously, from the accident. Then you got stock exhaust. Rear subframe that got twisted like you're playing a game of Twister. Heat shields from the exhaust. We got our two front forkies, and we got our rear rim and our front rim that are completely destroyed. I showed you guys rotors already. I mean, this bike's been through the freaking ringer. And then we just got a little wheel balancer, you know. But this girl has been through it all, especially up here in this front end. This whole front end was completely destroyed. There was no front fairing. The whole front stay was completely evaporated. Also, we got new brake levers, clutch levers, you know what I'm saying. Some beautiful TST all black with just a little red dial. We're gonna be getting some new grips, new bar ends. That will be added to the winter fun. And then we're gonna get rid of this poopy kooky. We're gonna obviously get the real action. But what are we at, guys? Let's see, what are we at? We're at 5,925 miles. Sheesh. We love that. We love that. We definitely put miles on her, boys. We definitely put miles on her. We got the Pro Grip. You know, we got a little sticker collection going on up here because this stupid foam mount scratches all the time. So I figured let's just cover it with stickers. I'd rather scratch the stickers. And then other than that, we did lower the bike, so we got the bike on an aftermarket kickstand, you know, because I lowered it, so I needed to be able to drop it down. And then we got some TST blinkers, and we got the TST rear tail light, which I could show you guys a little bit of action real quick. Let me shut this, give you guys some better natural lighting. So this is my running light, and then when I put blinker on, that is blinker, and then we go back to, where's my blinker, running light. Okay, and then you can come to the rear end, rear tail light. I'll hit the brake real quick for y'all. She does the flipping flashers, Z flipping flashers, which is nice. And then we got Z blinkers in the back, which does the little, you know, whatever, however you want to call that, sequential or whatever. Pretty cute, pretty cute. I can actually slow it down too. There's, I can adjust it. I can change the blink rate. I can change everything about it, which is pretty cool. And of course the pooch, Z pooch. But we're just here chilling, trying to chat with some of y'all. Just gonna answer some questions, just hang out with the boys. But you know, it's a little poopy out. Oh, I can open that door back up for y'all too. But this is our good old Betsy Mamajan Whammin Chimcho Chamin. Just living it, loving it, liking it, loving it, living it. But you know, guys, we might have to go take her out for a little spin today. I don't know. I feel like I gotta just let Betsy eat a little bit, stretch her legs. Oh my god, I feel bad. she's just always trapped in here, you know? It's just not fair to her. I want to take her to the gym, just, you know, it's so poopy out. So poopy. I cannot wait to take these ribs off and clean these damn rims, man. You guys probably can't even tell how dirty they are. I mean, I cleaned the face of them, so you can actually kind of tell. You can see the dirt line. Yeah, you can see it. They're freaking dirty, though. I'm going to get these babies cleaned up real nice, and we're going to change the color. So, you guys can just guess what you think we're going to go with color-wise. But I already have it all planned. I have everything planned out. I want me to do this bike over the winter, and I'm gonna try and do it as quickly as possible, but I'm gonna be doing a lot of it myself too, because, you know, I'm not trying to just pay somebody to do it for me. I'm trying to make the content and do it myself. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make the content, and we're gonna put all new parts on this bike, just like how we rebuilt it when it was totaled. Pretty cool. Pretty freaking cool. What is pretty cool about these freaking Hondas is these OEM rims are Enkis. So Enkis are already pretty light. I don't think I really care about changing the rims out. I don't mind how these look. The spoke pattern, I think they look pretty good. They look pretty sporty. So I think I'm just gonna pull them off. Even though I like this whole black rim with the red stickers and the bike being red, white, and blue, I do like it. I think it does go very nice. But like I said, I have a vision for this bike, and the vision that I see for it, I think is gonna look 10 times better. And I already love this look, so kind of frightened for that. But definitely rims will be pulled off and powder coated, sprayed. They will be painted a different color for freaking sure. And then, you know, while those are off, we'll probably do a full freaking maintenance. I'm probably going to end up just getting all new rotors all around, all new brake pads all around. Probably going to upgrade chain. I kind of want to do a little bit of a better chain, even though I know this chain's really good. But I do plan on changing sprockets, so if I do that, chains off, I would rather just put a new chain, you know, something aftermarket a little bit better. And then, like I said, I do plan on lowering the bike a little bit more. I still have a lot of adjustment in my lowering link, so I can bring the bike down a lot more. The only thing that's holding me up is, if you guys can see, I bought this aftermarket under tray for my exhaust, because the stock CBR 600s, the exhaust comes out under the rear end, so that extra plastic here wasn't actually there. With my license plates mounted to all this wasn't here. That was all open. It was just covered by the exhaust. So I found that aftermarket tail tidy up type of thing. I don't know how you want to explain it, but we did that. But that's the only problem, is when I go lower, guys, we can tell I tried slamming it at first, and we were definitely too low. So I'm gonna have to mess around with adjustments, but like I said, I'm gonna do a lot of that stuff over the winter. I just wanted to be able to ride this year, so we're gonna definitely fine tune and adjust this bike, get her settled exactly where I like it. I'm gonna see if I can do any sort of custom tab to this undertail, so I can make it sit in a little bit lower. There are metal brackets underneath it that are bolted and hold it into place, so I'm kind of just planning on being able to get to those brackets and just be able to bend them and manipulate them to where it just hugs a little bit tighter, just so I can drop down a little bit more. I'm at perfect height already, but you know, slammed street bikes, they look good. And I'm not trying to be slam, but I definitely want to be a little bit lower, but I also want to be functional. So that's another thing we're going to work on. And then I got to do this seat. This driver's seat is so uncomfortable. I want to just pull off that leather on it, take whatever cushioning's underneath it, and I'm going to buy some like memory foam. I'll cut that to shape, and then I'll probably do I'm not sure. I'm thinking of doing like the bride material. You know how they have like the bride backpacks and all that stuff. So I think I might do a bride seat. I'm not sure what color cloth I would do for it, but I definitely want to update that seat. I'm not trying to do no Alcantara or anything expensive because you guys can't see, I don't really have a garage to keep it. I just have an outdoor shed, so I just want it to be taken care of. I'm not trying to put a whole bunch of work into the bike and then stuff goes bad because it's left out. So we're gonna just do our own little DIY seat. That front visor, it is a fully tinted blacked out visor, which I'll show you guys. I will show you. It looks beautiful. It does look very, very nice, but you know, you just can't really see the best out of it. And you know, when you're tucking, you know, you kind of want to be able to. So I'm gonna see what I can do about this. I'm gonna see if there's one that maybe has a little bit less of a tint that's still like a smoked lens, because I think the black obviously just sticks out a lot on the white. Thinking about some Rizomas. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. I definitely don't really like using mirrors because I feel like people try to rely on mirrors more. I really like to just make myself look over my shoulders and really make sure I'm okay. But, you know, I think we might end up upgrading to some new mirrors. And then I have to get a new bracket for my brake reservoir for the front because if you can't tell, she's kind of just zip tied, kind of just dangling, dingling, dangling. But she's fun. Obviously, you guys can tell by the videos. I've been on this bike since May. I've never had a problem with my brakes whatsoever. But, you know, that's definitely something that I hate looking at. Just an open hole and a zip tied freaking brake reservoir. So obviously this is all just stupid stuff. Like I said, guys, you know, we just rebuilt this bike in May and we had the season out of her, so she's still not perfect cosmetically, but mechanically the bike is 100% fully functional. It's not unsafe whatsoever. Also, I took off my rear passenger foot pegs because obviously, if we can't tell, we don't have a seat. Wow, that scared me. I thought that was a scratch. It's just a reflection from outside and a beautiful pooch. But we don't have rear seat, which means we don't need rear foot pegs for no passengers, which we have no passengers. Which on the rear foot peg for this side, there was a you know, a piece of metal that covered this rear brake reservoir. So I want to see if my buddy does custom fab. He does a whole bunch of welding and custom brackets and stuff. So I'm gonna see if he can make me up something here. But these two bolt holes kill me because they are not black like the rest of my frame. So might end up just respraying the whole frame. Might just try and match these to the rest of the frame. I'm not 100% sure. Also, the fitment on this undertail, it's not 100% perfect. Like I said, guys, we're working on it. We just wanted the bike fully functional. You know, we're gonna change rear sets. We don't need this. We want different colors. Not sure what colors we're gonna go with yet, but we're gonna change that. Like I was telling you guys before, the exhaust definitely burnt up my fairings just a tad bit, and I got freaking water sitting in here, but that's okay. Um, and then that is pretty much it on this side. Obviously, if you guys go back and watch any of my videos, I did do a full exhaust on this bike, so we got a full header back exhaust. Don't have to worry about that whatsoever. We should probably clean up this engine though. She's a little dirty. She's definitely a little dirty. We want to do some fairing. Front fairing, we don't want no more. We're gonna say goodbye to the red. Just remember, guys, carbon fiber is key to life. To be fair, guys, they actually make a full carbon fiber front end. So you have the front wheel fender and this whole front end they sell in carbon fibre. And then they also have a full tail end that ends on this panel, which this is separated. You guys can tell this is a two-piece, so it would be this full panel, full carbon. I want to get this carbon because this thing got, if we can't tell, guys, like I said, we went a little too low. Okay, we went a little too low and we freaking ate it up. We ate it up. So we're gonna change that out on carbon. And then I want to do something with this because obviously, like I said, guys, we did get into an accident. If we can't tell, we did get into an accident. So there are still some marks left behind. I was going to throw stickers on this, but nothing for nothing. I think it just looks a little tacky. Like I said, I put stickers on the top of my gas tank because my phone mount scratches. So I kind of just did that to avoid throwing scratches all over my tank. Since it's a white tank, you know, I just kind of figured whatever with that. But back here, I don't think I want to use stickers on it. So we probably won't. Probably won't. But they're all just, you know, it's all just ideas, things I'm playing out in my head, trying to see where I think this bike's gonna look the best. You know, I do want her to look pretty snazzy if I can, if I have any sort of control in her. There we go. Yeah, you guys sit back up. Just sit you guys back up now, boy. You doing what I'm saying, boy. But yeah, and then obviously can't really show you guys the other side of the bike because of where she is in the garage, but I do want to look into quick shifters. I definitely would not mind having a quick shifter on this bike. I just got to look into brands. I don't know what brands are good, what brands aren't so good. I know a couple of them have had problems to where they're a little hesitant. The shifts aren't as good, or you have to be at a certain RPM to have it shift right. I don't really want to deal with that, so I'm gonna have to look into it and just see what brands have the best reviews and then go from there. But that's also not needed. That's just like me being lazy, but it also make me easier for me to shoot content. You know, I could be able to pull my phone out and get cool rollers of my boys and stuff and not have to worry about shifting and using both hands. But again, like I said, quick shifter is definitely not 100% needed. It's more of just a want. It's definitely a want, but that's okay. We all want things that we don't have. And then trying to think of other stuff I could do on that side, but that's really it. That is really it. So she's got a lot. She's got a lot. I think I'm gonna stay with this colorway for another season, at least. I think. I do like it. I do like it. It's just the white shows everything, so I have to be super anal keeping it clean, but that's okay. I can deal with that stuff. But we're definitely going to be moving on to V3 over the winter for sure, guys. So obviously the bike stock was V1. This is the bike after the accident. This is V2. And come next season, we will be on V3. Which V3 will be a game changer for show. But it's all work in progress, right? It's just a work in freaking progress. I love her. I love her. I don't mind putting money into her because I think she's worth it. Like I said, we did get into an accident and I rebuilt the whole bike, and the bike's freaking money. I couldn't be happier. You know, these freaking Hondas are built to last, brothers. Definitely built to last, especially this one, this 2024. She likes it. She liked it. She's a tough love type of chick. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You got to give her a little bit of tough love, and then she's a happy camper. That is okay with me. I don't mind tough love. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I do want to just check. I wanted to do new headlights too, guys. I want to do a little updated headlight look. These they're nice. They're good headlights. I can't complain too much about them. But they have you know, they got ones where you got the LED light going around the outside of it, giving it that like angel eye type of look. And then obviously HIDs, you know, I still got some friggin', you know, the yellow Jimmy Jansons, those poopy kooky ones. So, you know, we want to update. We're going to update these headlights too for sure, for sure. Clean Bike A, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Definitely could be cleaner. Could definitely be cleaner, but I think she's pretty clean. She's glistening. There's no sun out, but she's got a nice reflection on her for sure. But yeah, guys, like I said, next season, V3 is rolling out the garage. So you all definitely need to stay tuned for that. Faux show. Faux show. Because I just give you guys a little bit of hints. I'm just giving you a little, just something, you know, just to give you guys a little taste of the Medis. But it's definitely going to look completely different. Other than, like I said, maybe fairings are going to stay. I might wrap them, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to leave these fairings for another season. But everything else around that is going to be freaking changed. And I'm thinking too, I might be able to get my rear swing arm just resprayed. You know, like I said, I was complaining before about the rear swing arm having a little scratch on it. I could just get it sprayed. Only thing is I'm not trying to have to pull that back off again. I pulled it off once. I'm not trying to pull it off twice. It was a pain in the booty cheeks, and I don't want to do it, but I'll do it. I will do it if I have to. If it really annoys me that much. But the other side's perfectly fine. The whole left side of the bike's completely unscathed. The right side's the side that got a little bit of the damage from the accident, but you know, it's what happens when you get into an accident at 8 miles an hour. And you just gotta deal with the bunches. Sadly, people don't know how to drive, and I had to pay the consequences. But it's okay. That's okay. We still got a freaking bike. We still got a bike. What the heck? We're probably gonna just do a nice hour here, since, you know, nobody wants to hang out and talk too much. So I'll be chilling here for another 10 minutes. I'll do another cold start for y'all, and then we're out of here. But stay tuned. Stay tuned, because either tomorrow, right, today is Tuesday, so either Wednesday or Thursday, the new YouTube video will be uploaded. And then obviously Saturday, new video will be uploaded. So definitely keep an eye out for that. For sure. But we are just out here grinding, my peeps. Trying to make some new friends. Think I made a couple new friends today. We're just trying to, you know, see what the community is all about. Meet some new people, make some new friends, like I said. I want to be able to, you know, I want to be able to enjoy this journey with other people. So, if you guys want to check out the content, definitely go check out my channel. 2 videos a week. Plus, I post shorts all the time, so definitely stay tuned. Watch some of the videos. If you go all the way back to the beginning of this year, I do a whole build series of my bike when it was completely totaled. Took the bike apart, analyzed everything that was broken, bought all new bike parts, put everything on myself, and I did a whole series on that, Mike's Mistakes Rebuild. So that would be something cool to be able to, for you guys to kind of see how this bike looked before, how it looks now. You know, you get to see it when she was nice. Well, no, you got to see her when she was totaled, and then she came back to life. So that's definitely a fun series. And then obviously, you know, we got plenty of riding videos, vlogs, riding with the boys, all the fun stuff. All the fun stuff. So definitely go back and check out some of the older videos. I'm sure you guys will not be upset. And you guys can just stick along and enjoy the journey that I have started. It's crazy. It's only been, I think we're at 7 months now. 7, 8 months we've been doing YouTube consistently. And you guys got me to 10,000 plus subscribers in less than a year. That was my goal for the year. Really, I really wanted to get like 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, but somehow, some way, you guys blew that out the window. Got me over 10,000 subscribers in 6, 7 months, like I said, and there's no turning back now. The content will never end now, boys. We are going to be doing this until the day that we die. So like I said, I would love for every single one of you guys to, you don't have to subscribe, but maybe just go watch a couple of videos. And if you like any of the videos, then you can subscribe. And like I said, you guys can follow me from the beginning of this journey to the end, because it's just beginning. Hasn't even been a year yet. We're still learning YouTube. We're still learning the algorithm, learning how things work, when to post, when not to post, what to post, what you can post, what you can't post. Is a lot. I'm not a very tech savvy type of guy, so I'm just, I'm learning as I go. What works, what works, and what don't work, and a lot of trial and error. But like I said, the fact that you guys got me to 10K subscribers in a year definitely blew my mind. So now we are gonna just try and do the best content we could possibly do. I want to just give you guys the cleanest, sharpest videos out there. Bring you guys around my Long Island bike community, car community, You know, I love cars and I love motorcycles, so bring you guys along, show you guys the journey, and just enjoying life, doing what I love, and hopefully bringing other people that love it along for the journey because it's fun. It's definitely fun. And this one spot was killing me, guys. I'm sorry. This one spot on my rear end was killing me. Obviously, you guys can't see it in the camera, but I seen it and it's stinky looking. I didn't like it. I didn't freaking like it. But yeah, I mean that's our plans for the future with this bike, guys. I mean, we got a lot of plans. Like I said, you know, obviously I live on Long Island, so I get a lot of rain, and in the winter we get snow, and you know, I get all the seasons here. So content won't be able to be mass produced as it is in the summer, but I promise you guys, we're still gonna do one video a week. It just, you know, might be some videos of me taking the bike apart, putting new parts on it, or like I said, you know, I'm big into snowboarding, so I might bring you, well, I definitely will bring you guys on some snowboarding vlogs with me. You know, I think that would be cool. I feel like we're all adrenaline junkies at the end of the day, so I'm sure you guys wouldn't mind to see a handful of videos of me out, you know, snowboarding with the boys, having fun, being menaces on the mountain instead of the streets. Dude, I have the same bike. Yes, sir, Alan. Yes, sir. What do you need help with? What do you need help with? I might not be the best guy to ask, but what do you got? But yeah, guys, that's the plan. We're gonna do as much bike content as we can throughout the winter, but you know, if I can't produce a video, that means you guys are gonna see me snowboarding. That is it. Bike only fires when pulling at 25 miles an hour. Pulling it with your car? So you're saying you have to bump start the bike? Is it the starter? Does it turn over at all when you try and start it with the switch? So the starter works, your battery's fine. You have a new battery in it. I would definitely check out for a switch starter battery. So if it's not electrical, it's got to be fuel related. You either got clogged fuel lines or you got bad fuel in there. Trying to think. I mean, it could definitely, maybe the rings. I mean, you could definitely have some sort of engine issue. I'm priming, got spray. Yeah, so when you prime it, you hear the fuel pump priming. The bike should kick over. Do you have, is the bike fully together or do you have a bike apart? Because there's the, what is it called? The, now it wouldn't be that because you said the bike starts when you're pulling it. So I would definitely check fuel because it's not much to it starting. It's just really battery and fuel and air. You know, as long as none of your lines are clogged, what year is the bike? How long has it been sitting? Has it been sitting? You know, I would go through the whole fuel system and make sure your lines are good. Fuel filter's got to be good. Your fuel filter might be clogged up and it's just not getting fuel. It's not spitting enough fuel through the bike to get it started. Spotless lines are clean. I got sprayed inside my throttle bodies. Huh. That sounds like an interesting issue, my boy. I definitely got to think about that because it's, you know, it shouldn't be much for something like that, you know. 2002 and the last owner ran it hot with no fans, no cooling fans. 2002 and the last one. Oh man, that I would definitely say to, you'd have to look into the motor then, my boy, because that could be something internally wrong with the motor. Like you said, rings, pistons. If he ran it hot with no coolant, no cooler, no fans, nothing, it definitely has got to be something wrong with the motor then. Probably don't have good compression. If you got compression, check your compression. I would check all that stuff first. I think ASV levers were my first mod on my Ninja back in 2015. Don't know if people still run these levers. Yes, sir. People definitely still run ASV. I like ASV levers. I was gonna get ASV levers, but you know, I had a newer bike, and a lot of people told me to check out TST Industries, and so I went with the TST levers. But I think any aftermarket lever is good. Anything's better than stock. And it's weird because even when I spray starting fluid in there, it still won't fire. The bike's gotta be turning over at 25 miles, and then it starts to putt, but then it fires up and runs. I would definitely, I think personally, Alan, as much as I'd hate to say it, I'm not like a full blown mechanic. You know, I just kind of know how to take stuff apart and put it back together. But it sounds like you have some engine issues. It sounds like compression or piston, something's definitely warped, heat warped without a doubt. Obviously, if the bike ran hot, it's definitely heat warped. And I hate to say it, but I gotta say probably pistons or rings or something's either broken or just like I said, heat warped on the inside to where it's just it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing correctly, and you're having to forcefully do it. That was my next move. Got it. Yes, sadly, I mean, after you said he ran it hot and he had no coolant or coolant fans, it's definitely all just heat warp without a doubt in the motor. I mean, you know, like I said, if your fuel tank's clean, you got no rust in the fuel tank, you checked all your fuel lines, your fuel filter, your starter, and your battery. If it's none of that, it's gotta be internal, sadly. But you know, the bike technically still runs after you get it to 25 miles an hour. It does still, so it's still got a little bit of life in it. You might be able to get away with just a rebuild, Alan. But again, like I said, I'm not like a full blown mechanic. You know, I don't really know too much. So, you know, as long as you didn't crack the block or anything, you should be fine to just rebuild that engine. So that's definitely a positive. As long as you're not leaking oil, you don't got cracks anywhere in the engine, then, you know, sadly, it's just taking it apart and you know, just having somebody rebuild it or rebuilding it yourself. But you got to look at the positives. At least the bike's not completely dead. You know, she's still got a little bit of life in her. And hopefully, you don't have to buy a whole new engine for that bike, because that would not be fun at all. That was my main concern once I got back from my accident. Was I was afraid that my frame was cracked, and I was afraid that my engine was gonna have a hole somewhere in it. Luckily, I didn't have either of those. But did Alan check the plugs? He said he checked everything. He said everything's good, other than the fact that the bike does not want to start until he's pulling it with a car doing 25 miles an hour, which seems like it's probably not building up enough compression on the inside to be able to start. And then once he gets to 25, I guess it has enough to where it's able to kick over and run. But even then, he said it kind of sputters. And you know, sadly, these bikes, they don't need a lot, but they definitely need to be, you know, they definitely need coolant in them, and they definitely need radiator fans. So if you know, it's the same thing for a car. You run a car hot, things are gonna go wrong in the engine. The car's not gonna run right, and you're gonna blow smoke, and you know, it's a lot. So I think it's all internal wise. But you might be lucky. It might be something stupid and easy on the internal to where you don't even have to break apart that whole motor. You know, you might get lucky, and it just might be something small, and you know, you might be able to get away with just a bing bang boom. But also, that's, you know, I don't trust people when it comes to mechanics. Like I said, I've done auto mechanics. I went to school. I'm a licensed auto mechanic, and I just did it for my own knowledge, because I just don't trust people. I feel like everybody's out to get in everybody else's pockets, and I'm not like that. I like to just do right by people. And you know, also, I just don't, you know, I don't like getting taken advantage of. So I like to do everything myself, other than like doing a full motor rebuild, like get inside of a motor and having to pull pistons and rings and all that stuff. I'm not trying to do heads. I'm not trying to do none of that. That I'll bring to a legitimate motor mechanic. But anything else, like changing off any part and repairing it, you know, putting on a new part, doing a new rear swing arm, or doing new front forks, or whatever it is, I'll do any of it. But once it comes to the motors, once you get to the internals, yeah, I'll pay the money. Yeah, I'll pay the money real quick. I hear that every time my van goes into the garage, parts are falling off. Can't trust anyone to take their time like we can. No, I mean, sadly, it's the truth. They don't care. It's money. You know, they get paid by the hour, so the more work they have to do, the more money they get. And then I know how it works. You know, I know how it works, and I'm not saying I'm greedy over money, but I don't like getting taken advantage of. Valves, maybe 100%. It could be valves. It could be something in the top end. I definitely think it's 100% something internal motor wise, without a doubt, Alan. But like I said, I'm not, I'm not too sophisticated in that area. But if I were you, I would just maybe just call around a couple shops, or call a Honda dealership themselves, and just ask them the question. Just tell them the same thing you told me, and just be like, hey, the bike, everything's working, the fuel pump primes, the starter is there, but the bike won't start. But then you have to pull the bike at 20-25 miles an hour, and then it kicks over. And just obviously don't ramble their ears off, but I would just ask them, and I would just see what they have to say, because they might be like, hey, that's a common issue, or it sounds like that's valves, or that might be rings, or whatever it is. Compression test kit, yeah, that's what I said earlier. I would test compression, because that's going to tell you what's going on in the motor for sure. What brand of oil do you use? I like to use Motul, and if I don't use Motul, I will use I forget the name of it, but 90% of the time I'm using Motul. 100%. 10W40. That's what I run. I use that for my cars, and I like using it for my bikes. I think it's a good oil. But also, I don't think necessarily matters too much on your oil. I think it more matters on the frequency that you're doing it. Not saying that bad oil can't destroy it 100%, but a lot of people think that motorcycles are like cars, and people don't understand. This is a sports bike, You're not riding this bike and shifting it at 2,000-3,000 RPMs, Most of the people that ride sport bikes, you're riding a sport bike. You're using that full tack, you're stretching gears, you're on it. So I always think it makes more sense to just cover your ass. I'd rather pay for a $60-$70 oil change once a month, instead of doing it at your recommended, I think it's 3,500 miles. I just don't trust that. It's the same thing with my cars. I never, whatever anybody told me that they recommend, I always changed it beforehand, because I just didn't, I don't like playing, I don't like playing games when it comes to, when you're dealing with the motor. So I'll do my oil change every 1,500 miles on this bike, and that's what I do. That's personal preference. Everybody is their own person. Y'all can definitely do your own thing, but I think when it comes to a sport bike specifically, sport bikes, you should definitely be on top of either, well, not either. You should be on top of your oil. Always check your oil level. Like I said, this is a sport bike. Sport bikes are meant to go quick, so you're going to burn through oil quicker. So therefore, you need to keep an eye on your oil, and you need to be putting, decent oil in there, or just changing it a lot more often. So that's the main thing for sport bikes. And also your chains. People don't understand the maintenance behind the chain, but you need to make sure your chains are always clean and greased without a fucking doubt. And you need to make sure the tension is always good. And people don't realize that, but then when they're on the highway and they're trying to do a pull at 60-70 miles an hour, and then the chain snaps and makes a hole in the engine block, or in the side of your leg, or one of your homies' legs that you're riding with, it's not worth it. So chain maintenance and oil maintenance, 100% on sport bikes, you got to keep up on, because then you're just playing with your life. And the motor, like I said, I'm just anal. I don't like dealing with shit. So like I said, I'd rather spend the extra couple bucks and make sure I know I have good oil in this thing at all times, than to not, or to be low on it. And a lot of people take that shit for granted. A lot of people don't realize that these bikes do burn oil, and they wonder why their bike's making all these sad engine noises. I ain't that type of person, though. I like to take care of my things as much as I can, at least, until it's out of my control. Once it's out of my control, then sadly I have to pay somebody else, or gotta figure it out myself. But that's where I stand on that for sure. But hopefully the man Alan can get this figured out, and hopefully it doesn't cost you too much, Alan, because I know your pain, brother. I know your pain. Once I got taken off the road last September and I had to rebuild this whole bike, I was not happy with the price that I had to spend to get this bike back fully functional. But the things that you got to do, you know, it's just things that you got to do. These bikes make us so happy, so got to spend the money. But well, you know, what are we complaining about? What are we complaining about? Nothing. I'm alive. I can't complain. But I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna chill with you guys for another 5-10 minutes, and then we're gonna be out of here. We'll do another cold start in a minute, and then we are hitting the hay. Hopefully tomorrow is not so crappy yet, because I was supposed to have a video filmed and uploaded for you guys today, but of course the whole weekend has just been rain, 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 rain. Did you get a nice new helmet when you got the bike? I did. I had a nice matching helmet for this bike, and then, like I said, somebody wanted to take me off the road, and now that helmet, just like the bike, got thrown in the freaking trash. It's not actually in the trash. I have it saved, but I can't ride it anymore. It's destroyed. Just like this bike. This bike was brand new. When I got into my accident, I had this bike for a month and a half. I had this bike, brand new plastics, brand new helmet, all brand new gear. Just trying to get to work at 6:45 a.m. and somebody decides, hey, I'm not gonna use a blinker, but I really want your lane. And sadly, now this beautiful bike doesn't have beautiful OEM plastics anymore. I can't use these plastics. I had to drop so much money into it, on top of losing a brand new helmet that I just dropped almost $800 on. So that sucks. So now I'm just running a basic little ASV, you know, nothing special. Actually, no, I have an Icon helmet right now. Sadly, I got some Poo Poo Kaka helmet. But we're gonna get a spicy. I want an Alpine Star. That's all I'm gonna say. Alpine Star. It's like $1,600 the helmet. Best looking helmet on the market, I think, in my eyes. So we're gonna be doing that. Like I said, we're gonna do that all over the winter. We're gonna do a whole new wardrobe for the bike. I'm trying to get some gloves. There's Honda gloves that match this colorway I want to get. And I gotta get another pair of MPT riding pants. And I gotta get some leather boots and some jackets. But next season, where the fun begins. Oh no, that Savage bike looks good with the plastics. Yeah, I love these new plastics, but man, there's nothing like OEM, especially because, like, so this is a sticker, but after, well, the whole bike, this is all sticker kit. You know, the bike comes factory. These are all stickers. But the cool thing is they put the stickers on and then clear coat them. So I can't sit here and try and pick and peel this, because there's a full coat of clear coat over this sticker, which is amazing. You know, that just shows you the quality that they have. So sadly with this, you know, this is the Ching Chang Chong one, and it's just sprayed. You know, it's not beautiful, but it looks good. But it doesn't have that beautiful metallic, you know, the metallic in the paint like the original Honda plastics. But hey man, I'm alive and the bike's still here. Went with the AGV. Yeah, I wanted an AGV. That was the helmet I was trying to get after the accident. And of course, they had it. It said that it was available at the shop online. And then when I pulled up there, they ended up not having it in stock. And they only had one size, and it was not the size that they had online. So sadly, I couldn't get that AGV that I really wanted. That colorway that was on it was sick, and it would have matched this bike even better. But it's okay. It was, you know, probably better off. I didn't need to spend all that money on a helmet. So, you know, we just went with a cheaper route just to get through the season. But like I said, guys, this bike's going to be on V3. We're going to be on V3 next season. This bike's going to look completely different next season on top of me, the rider. I'm going to have all new gear. I'm going to match the bike to what I do to it. And that's it, guys. Just stay tuned because this bike is gonna be breaking the internet. Mark my words, next season, guys. Mark my words, next season, this bike will be even better than she is now. And eventually, I will tell you guys this because it's nowhere in the near future. There's no way I can afford it right now. But A, this bike will always be a part of this channel. I will never get rid of this bike because this is A, the first bike I bought brand new. So I know exactly how I treated this bike from 0 miles to almost 6,000 miles that we're at. So I will never get rid of this bike. This bike will definitely 100% get handed down to my kids one day. This bike's always going to be a part of the channel. And when we make it, guys, mark my words now, when we make it, there's going to be a turbo kit on this bike. This is going to be the first CBR 600RR with a turbo kit. And that's when we're going to stretch her. And she's going to be a full-on street demon. But she's going to be 600 street demon, you know? I'm going to do something different. Like I said, I'm going to break the internet in a couple years. Once I have the money to do the turbo kit and all of that. Because they don't just sell those. That's a lot of fabrication. But that's just something for you guys to look forward to in the next couple of years. Because it's going to happen. It's going to be filmed. And it's going to be on the channel. And I can promise you the second that video hits the internet's gonna blow up, without a doubt. I'll check your channel out after this. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you big time. Like I said, I ain't trying to, I ain't making nobody do nothing. I'm just here trying to make some new friends and grow the community. I don't know if you were here earlier, but you know, I just love motorcycles. I love the community that it brought me, and I think it's so much fun being able to make my own content. And you know, I don't know where you guys are from, but I'm from New York, Long Island, so it's cool to just be able to see the bike community all throughout the world. You know, I watch a whole bunch of YouTubers that they ride in Texas, Florida, California. You know, it's cool to be able to see where other people ride and their riding experiences. So that's why I really do it. I just love bringing people along to the New York, Long Island bike life community and just showing you guys how we do it over here and just, you know, just enjoying the journey. Just having fun, making new friends every day I go riding. I get to make new friends. Every time I go live on the internet, I get to make new friends. It's just cool to see how, you know, passion for one thing can just, it can bring you so many friends and lifelong friends. I think it's awesome. And also, like I said, I like doing content. I like making videos. I like having all my boys in my videos and just showing people that we're all just like, we're all normal people. You know, nobody's better than the next. You know, we're all just normal people. We all just, we have the same love and passion for the same thing. And it just, I just like bringing people along and just showing people that, you know, I think it's cool. I'm in the UK, man. Wow, that's so awesome, bro. That's so awesome. That's crazy. So I've had somebody in here from the UK, Australia. I've had people from Texas, Ohio. That's awesome. It's so cool because it's like you don't realize where people are from, and then you know, you go live and you're able to like really actually communicate with these people, and it's like, that's crazy, dude. You're just strolling YouTube, found a freaking random guy on YouTube Live, and you decided to sit around for a little bit, and now I can say I made another friend, and now I can say he's from the freaking UK. It's so dope. It's so cool. The internet is a wild place, guys. It is a very wild place, man. I remember growing up when there was really none of this. It wasn't like, it was nothing like this. I remember when my parents had freaking beepers. We had beepers. My dad had a freaking Nextel. Nowadays, everything's freaking laptops, iPads, iPhones. You got freaking AI here. YouTube blew up. I remember when YouTube just started and people would think you were weird. And now YouTube's like the biggest thing in the world. It's nuts. I love it. And I've heard a man pull his bike with a car at 25 miles per hour to start it. Learn new things every day. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I love it. I like it. I think it's cool to just be able to, like you said, just like you have passion for bikes just like me. And you're just here chilling. We're just bike talking, having fun. We had, what's his name? What was his name? Alan? Alan with all the freaking bike issues, which that blows my mind. I feel bad for him, but hopefully it's an easy, quick for him because we don't like seeing anybody down. I would hate to have engine issues on my bike, but you know, I think he said his bike was a 2002. So, you know, she's been around, and he said there was no coolant in it. The last owner had no coolant and ran the bike hot. So, you know, that sucks. It sucks, but that's why I bought brand new. I don't trust people. Anybody can say whatever they want, but I don't like to take people's word unless I genuinely know you. So that's why I said, you know what? We're gonna bite the bullet. We're gonna buy something brand new. I know nobody touched it. I know it's OEM, and whatever does go wrong with the bike moving forward, I know it's because of me, and I can fix it myself. You know, but that's just me. I'm different. You know, a lot of people, they don't have the money or the time or whatever the case may be to be able to get something brand new. And you know, you got to get the Facebook market specials, and sometimes, you know, people in there aren't genuine people. You know, like we were saying earlier, people are out here just for their pockets. They don't care about nobody else's situation. So I hate that. I definitely hate that. But that's why we're just out here trying to spread kindness and just keep the community nice. You know, sadly, there's a lot of people out there that ruin the name for ourselves, us other bikers, because people don't ride with respect, or they ride like assholes, or they get into cop chases, or they ride with no gear on, and they give everybody else a bad name. But you know, that's not majority of us. You know, majority of us are just normal people just having fun, and you know, obviously we want to come home to our family every day and our friends. So it's like, why am I gonna sit here and potentially risk my life? It doesn't make sense. But that's, you know, whatever, man. That's whatever. That's freaking life. Nobody's perfect. I can't sit here and freaking nick and knack people because maybe they don't have the money, or they don't have whatever it is, you know. Can't hate on it. Everybody's going through their own stuff, but I just hate when all of us bikers get a bad name for ourselves because of other people's stupid actions, running away from the cops, or, you know, it's just sad. Hey, pleasure to meet you. All the best with your bike and life. I appreciate you, S700 official. I'll subscribe to you and catch up with you in the future. I appreciate you, and I will not forget you, my boy. But I do the lives pretty often. I try and do them every day. If not, I try to do them 3 times a week, Monday through Friday. So definitely stay tuned. But yeah, we do 2 videos a week, and then I do shorts and stuff. So definitely stay tuned. I appreciate you stopping by and chatting with your boy from the freaking UK. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And with that being said, I am definitely going to get out of here because I said about 20 minutes ago I was going to end the live. But we're going to end it now. And we're going to give you all what the people really want. And that's a cold freaking start, boys. That's a cold start. So we're going to start her up, let her warm up for a minute or two, give her some revs because we like to see flames. And then we're going to end the live. So let's get to it, boys. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, buddy. I can feel the water coming out of the exhaust. Hit me in the face. Yeah, it's water. Making sure it wasn't gas, guys. I'm making sure it wasn't gas. Hi, pretty. She's almost there, boys. Almost there. She warming up. know, we can't be complete delinquents and just straight up cold weather. So give her some time to warm up real quick. We should be all right, though. We should be all right. 3 more degrees. 3 more degrees. We're at 127, 29. Okay. She's getting there. She's dropping down. I'm sorry. I don't want to abuse her, but if you guys can see, that's where the exhaust comes from. So just keep an eye there. Usually we get some flames. Oh, I love it. Okay. Okay, baby. That right there is called a Happy Betsy. That is a happy freaking Betsy. But with that being said, guys, it was fun hanging out with y'all. Sounds great, so smooth. Yay! I knew you had to stick around for the cold start. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you guys too hopping in the live, chatting with your boy, keeping me from being bored on this crappy weather that I couldn't shoot content for y'all. But hey guys, just stay tuned to the channel and just know it's just the beginning. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. I knew you had to. I told you, I knew you had to. You can't miss out on a cold start, brother. It's a given, especially if you like bikes. Come on now. But I'll let everybody get back to their days. I appreciate you guys hanging out and chirping with me for an hour or two. And I love every single one of you guys. And I hope you all have a great rest of the day, evening, night, whatever time it is for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And just stay positive, guys. Peace.